all trying to contribute how we can.
Exactly. And like, there's enough room for all of us to succeed and to, you know, support these different missions and different causes, or just support ourselves. Great. But you know, absolutely, as you said, we're a community, and like, I loved helping you out. I think you've done a lot for me as well. It's been amazing.
I look forward to helping Music Stakepool more in the future too. It's an awesome stake pool. It's a great concept. So congrats on that too.
Thank you.
Len, I think for maybe some of our newer listeners, or sometimes we call them on Twitter the noobs, it might be good if you could give them a bit of background about yourself and what you do for IOHK at the moment.
Yeah, sure. So I haven't been on the scene for ages. I've been kind of involved or interested in Cardano like just over a year, and the original reason I kind of got into it was because there was somebody else I knew through work, which at the time was a accountancy, and he was running a pool and just had no he couldn't get any delegators, and just said, yo, can you help me do some marketing for this thing? And I was like, what are you talking about? It was just alien to me. Stake pools, it was brand new. And then as I sort of got into it and I ended up in the Twitter holes and the Reddit holes, and then I just became fascinated with it. Obviously there's so much amazing content, and then it was like no going back. And so then I, after a while, decided to start my own pool, which was great. It's been amazing. We're quite lucky because we have one whale. If you're on this call, you're amazing. No, they're cool. And then we have loads of other little delegators, smaller fish. And so I was doing that. And then I have a weird connection with Tim Harrison in the sense that he's from Brighton and I'm from Brighton in the UK. And I just dropped him a message, you know, just like off chance, wondering if there had any vacancies that would kind of suit me. And lo and behold, there was a community coordinator position, which I applied for and joined IOHK 3 weeks ago.
Congratulations.
Very impressive.
Thank you. Yeah, it's like a crazy how much your world can change in 1 year. Like just over a year ago, it was alien to me, and now it's like everything.
Just over a year ago, we were almost broke.
Do you get paid in ADA?
There's an option for it. I actually haven't done my first invoice yet because I'm terribly behind. But there's an option because I can choose between ADA or what are we calling it? Dirty. Yeah, no, just money. Yeah. I'm kidding. I can choose between the two. I haven't chosen yet. I'm kind of torn. I'll probably make my decision tomorrow. What do you reckon? Should I go for it?
I figure you've got enough ADA. Maybe just get some of that fiat.
Can you get that percentage?
That's filthy, Fortuny, filthy.
I haven't asked at this point. I'll see if there's something I can do. But I mean, to be honest, even if I get paid in money, I can buy ADA, so it's cool.
Yeah, a percentage of each, I think, would be ideal. That's what I'd like to get from my employer. It'd be awesome. Like if I could get like a percentage of my salary in crypto, that'd just be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. I was at a bar on Saturday night and yesterday night, and the guy he is also an investor in ADA and big believer of Cardano, and he for some reason just started saying about how he wanted to open his bar and change it so that it just accepted crypto and stuff. We got this amazing conversation now. He wants me to go and we want to do this like night there, kind of to all these people that have no idea about it, and just get everyone to get a free drink if they top up, you know, $5 an ADA or something like that. So it's pretty cool. It's growing for sure.
That's awesome.
Would you mind just maybe like, has there been anything that surprised you about kind of the onboarding process, like of joining IOHK and the role that you're in? Maybe something that you weren't expecting, or has just been different than what you were expecting, or has it been, I don't know, I'm just something different about IOHK compared to previous jobs?
Well, it's weird because I quit my last job because I just knew there was anything wrong with my last job, but I just knew that it wasn't what I wanted to do forever because I was just sitting at my desk. I was doing design for an accountancy, and it was great, right? But there's only so many ways you can design like accountancy posters. It just got really boring, and so I actually quit because I was sort of, I don't know if you guys might have seen the reveal, but I've started a CNFT project. as well. And it was doing pretty well. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna quit. I'm just gonna enjoy. And then so I actually didn't have any expectations about joining IOHK because I wasn't expecting to join. So it's just been a massive learning curve actually.
Can I ask what specifically does that role entail? Maybe like it's community outreach, right?
We're still
Is that
trying to
like
work
more
out.
social media or?
Yeah, we're still working out a bit because it is a new role. I'm working under Ben, who you guys probably all know, Ben O'Hanlon. And what I'm trying to do is work directly with the dev and technical community as well as the Stakepool community. And what I want to do is just like, well, yeah, I mean, I'm trying to sort of figure that out at the moment, but I'm just going to be doing things like running the calls, organizing the calls, talking to everyone in the community, finding out what's missing, what's working, those sort of things like logistics, and sort of seeing how I can best help individuals, but everyone ultimately.
Shout out to Epoch Stakepool, the newly created Epoch Cardano Stakepool, probably the biggest, most obvious genius ticker I could think of, which somehow was not taken. So congrats to you guys for grabbing
420.
Epoch Stakepool.
420. They're also very, very rich. They got 1.1 million in pledge.
Congratulations on that too, guys. That's awesome. And then we also have what's her name? Mariana, the fam stake pool. I have a buddy who's been wanting to start a stake pool for the last like 6 months. And so yesterday we're going through it and I was kind of guiding him through the SPOCRA process and like just talking him through it and stuff. And he has some like technical skills, but he's just getting into Cardano now. And he was so excited to take the fam stake pool name. And we literally just to double check, like right about to register the pool, and fam is taken. So shout out to Mariana for snatching that up. Great minds think alike, obviously. So it was too good to last.
I was so paranoid about this.
Yeah, exactly the same.
Oh, the Epoch stake pool.
I was going to say the exact same when I came up with the idea that I want to see music pool. Before I could actually set it up, I was checking like every single day, like please don't be taken, please don't be taken, please don't be taken, for like 2 weeks, and it was actually really quite stressful. And here we are. So it was all good. No one took that. Thanks, guys. And yeah, Epoch's actually on the call, aren't they? The pool. I think I can see them.
Yeah. Hey guys.
Yeah, they have speaking ability. What's up,
hey,
Epoch?
Not too much. I'm pretty glad we turned this around pretty fast. Actually, Guru knew about this a little bit ahead of time, and I was like, I don't know, can I trust Guru? Is he going to go and tell everyone that
we can't hear them. I don't know if they know that. Yeah, guys, we can't hear you.
Oh no!
Wait, can't hear who?
Epoch Pool. Can you hear them? I can't hear them.
Oh, I can hear Epoch. Yeah, I don't know if anybody else can.
Oh, that's strange. I can't hear them.
Yeah, I can as well.
Did you?
Yeah, I'm good.
All good.
Oh, okay. You must have them muted, Guru, or something. Maybe you clicked a button on accident. But yeah, congrats on that ticker name. I think Epoch, Music, a lot of these tickers, you know, I mean, I'm not saying obviously try to make the most of your pool now, but some of these tickers in and of themselves are going to be incredibly valuable in the near future. That's not financial advice. But yeah, congrats to obviously I don't support people sitting on stake pool tickers, but I think that will become more and more prevalent in the near future
one day,
the price of ADA increases.
One day, 420, I have a ticker for you.
What's that?
You know, the Guru ticker is up for grabs. You know, I wanted to retire twice. That's my life ambition.
Don't say that.
No, seriously.
Don't tease like that.
One of my ambitions to retire twice. You know, once is good enough. To retire once before you're 40 is good enough. We do it twice before you're 40. That's beautiful. So, you know, you never know, 420. If you play your cards right.
I could become the Guru? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying it's on the table.
Wow. No pressure, huh? Mariana, did you want to introduce yourself real quick? I gave you speaking ability.
Yeah, I just wanted to say sorry for your friend, but the invitation is still open if you want to be part of the fun. Even with one ADA, he will be the first one to stake with us, so it will be an honor. And also,
I think he's a little too heartbroken right now, but I'll mention that to him, and maybe with time it'll heal and he'll consider that.
I'm so sorry. Just a hug for him, a big hug.
Okay, yeah, I'll let him know. That's very nice.
Yes, and also even cats are welcome, like Prince Leonidas III. If he's not listening, my 2 cats would love to hang out with him as well.
He's been staked at 420 for a couple epochs now, and he may be getting ready to spread his little wings and try a new pool. So maybe he'll take you up on that.
Thank you.
Indie. Well, I gave speaking ability to Indie Stakepool, but anyways. Yeah, if anybody wants to jump in, I was thinking today could be kind of just a shorter show because it's a holiday and it's on the weekend. But if anybody has any news or updates about their pools that they want to share, or some interesting things they saw about Cardano that they want to share with us, please feel free to request speaking ability. And we do have an official representative of IOHK here, so if you want to try to ask some sneaky little questions to get her to divulge some official information. I don't know how privy Len is yet to the.
It definitely might be something that I'm better at on the, my next guest appearance, because at the moment I joined and I had 2 weeks and then I had 2 weeks off, so I'm on my 3rd week, and I it's a lot of information, but I'm not ready to I haven't even digested that yet, so trying to make that make sense for everyone else might be challenging, but I'm always up for that. I'll give it a go.
Well, that's good. That's what we want. We don't want you well practiced at the role yet, We want you to in this raw state so we can. I'm just kidding, but we had Ben O'Hanlon on briefly at one point, and he was very strategic with his word choices. I felt very, he was contributing and it was nice, but you can tell he can't quite,
I think sometimes that's just
himself.
Also because we don't always know. Things move so fast. I mean that in a good way. Sometimes you have an idea on the Monday, and on the Tuesday that idea is 3 new ideas, and then by Wednesday that idea is completely changed shape. So something that we think we know on Monday, it doesn't mean that that's what we're doing or where we're going. So it can be quite difficult, I think, to pinpoint those things or I don't know, just be assuring in what I'm sharing in that sense.
Here's a good question, and I know you don't have a crystal ball or anything, but what do you think if you could give it an odds maybe, or percentage of likelihood that this will happen? Me and Charles, we're walking on his ranch in Colorado. We spark up a special little cigarette, and maybe just hang out and kick it, have a little bonfire. What do you think?
Do you want me to ask him? I'm joking. I don't have any contact at this point. I reckon if he just rocked up, he's always inviting people. Just go. Yeah. High percentage.
Just show up at the gate.
100%. I'm going to go for you.
Yeah.
420. Right, if you go on that pilgrimage, I can't let you do it alone. So just let me know. I'll be there.
The Guru and 420, we just have our little burlap sacks over our shoulder, and we just stand in front of his gate at this giant. I'm assuming it's a giant property. I don't know, but that'd be so funny.
I'm also an hour from there, so you can't do it without me.
Oh, okay, cool.
Sounds I'll good. Survey it before. Don't worry.
It's sounding less like a visit, more like a mob.
It was more of an ambush. No, I mean, the IOHK folks are, to be honest, pretty incredible. A few of them I've talked to in a professional capacity, and they all seem pretty great in terms of, how hard they're working towards things and how intellectual they are. So, I think there's going to be more IOHK people kind of coming to Colorado in general. So, yeah, I don't know if you want to talk to IOHK people move to Colorado.
It's definitely growing.
Well, I'm in California, so I'm not too far. It's a beautiful drive for me.
420, I was going to say, if you want to do that, you should come up with a costume to look like a bison.
To look like a bison? To sneak onto the... I don't want to do anything. I don't want to jump any fences or anything. I gotta have his approval first, but I gotta earn it too. I gotta do something to get on his radar, and as of yet, I don't know that I've earned that moment yet, but that's one of my dreams.
Make a good joke about toes.
Welcome, guys. We got Lead Time as speaker. We got MinSwap. A3C adding you guys. We got Dumpling, if you want to say hello, maybe a little update on how things are going.
Hey, 420, and hi, Guru. Hi, Lynn. Thank you. Happy Independence Day. It's a really exciting day for me.
Thank
So
you.
I thought I'd share some milestone with you guys.
Please.
First, I hit my 1,000 subscribers on Chinese video platform for talking about Cardano. It's still a baby.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really difficult to get the first 1,000, but I think it'll be easier from here. And I also got 600 subs on YouTube and steadily growing the audience. I obviously thanked my.
That's also an accomplishment right there. 600. That's no small feat.
Thank you. I obviously thank my Chinese audience, and now I want to thank you guys because I know some of you guys are spreading the words here and there all the time. So thank you. And hi.
Of course, I'm subbed to you on YouTube, so I'm one of the 600.
No way. Do you even understand anything in Chinese?
No, I just did it more out of support, but I've watched a couple videos. A couple of them are in English,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
I
watched a couple.
I subscribe from a few different accounts because it tricks the YouTube algorithms. So algorithms, because I watch so much Cardano stuff on my account, if I subscribe to something, YouTube automatically thinks there must be good Cardano content.
Guru, I'm surprised, but I'm not shocked. It feels like something that Guru would do.
Guru is also the operator of 1% pools, and he created Guru as like controlled opposition to his real money making scheme. I'm just kidding.
That's my dream that I wish I did. Unfortunately, 420 knows I'm too lazy to do too much work. So unfortunately, now I missed that boat.
You're not lazy enough to repeat this all the time on Epochs End, and we remember this, Guru.
I know. It's just this is a very interesting thing, right? If you listen to someone long enough, you can hear the songs in their heads.
Yeah, and hi, Lynn. Just want to say hi to you. So excited you're here because I told the Chinese community that IOHK representative Cardano Girl is going to speak today. They're super curious, so I'll be carefully taking notes and relay your message, the chat transcript, and share with them later.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for doing that. And it's been really nice, actually. I kind of look forward to, and I'm happy when I see you pop up in the call because every time that you've joined one of the spaces, I know there's just been 2 so far, but you've always had something really interesting to contribute. And also it's just really nice to see kind of like diversity in the community as well, women and obviously the Chinese community is brilliant. So yeah, thank you. And I hope you come to the next ones.
Thank you. Have a nice Sunday, everyone.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you, Dumpling. Is there plans of doing a consistent, maybe like scheduled weekly community space or something like this? I saw you did one on the NFT deep dive. I didn't get to see it. But...
We did one and then we had a little break because all of us were on holiday. Now that we're back, we're going to be doing them weekly on Fridays, and I'm pretty sure the time is going to be 2 o'clock UTC. Every Friday, and I know that it's kind of in the working day for most people, but it's also an hour where maybe you can have a cup of coffee and just listen in, even if it's just for 10-15 minutes. Stick your headphones on. A lot of us are working remotely, and if you can like listen to music while you're doing it, you can stick your earphone and listen.
What time did you say? Sorry?
It'll be at 2 o'clock every Friday, UTC.
Okay.
Or UTC.
See, that's early for me, so that's like. I feel like where you guys are at, that's a more reasonable time.
What time is it for you guys there? Because maybe I could try to push it back a little bit. I mean, it's up to me ultimately for that one. But the next one we're going to do is next Friday, and it's going to be on sustainability. And I've kind of reached out to a couple of stake pools that are green, and we're going to be hearing from a few of those guys, which is super cool.
I guess that would be 7 o'clock my time on the west coast of the U.S., so it's not terribly early, but anyways,
early,
I don't expect you to, to shift it around me, but I'll definitely catch a couple for sure.
I'll keep it in mind, and maybe, we might try and do the odd 15-minute coffee break kind of thing at various points in the time so that we can reach all these time zones, because it is frustrating and it's difficult because we want everyone to be able to be involved, but it's not possible with just one session. So yeah, we'll try and make something work, and even if it's monthly, we do one in the morning or in the evening for us, just so that everyone can participate, really.
I've got a few requests to speak right now. I'm trying to give everybody approval, but it's having some errors. So if I don't
I think
approve
the
you,
the limit for speakers is 10, I believe, on Twitter
okay.
Spaces. So, yep, if
Oh,
you've
yep,
got
that's
speakers
right.
who are not speaking at the moment, you can remove them and add those who want to speak right now.
We got the NFT mastermind. Patrick wanted to talk. Lead time, how you doing, man? Thanks for popping in. A3C,
Hey, thanks.
welcome.
I'm doing great, thanks. My team, including Bullish Dumpling and some other SPOs, have gotten word back from Fund 4, and we got funded on our proposal for the Great Filter. That's amazing.
Congratulations on that.
Thanks.
Well deserved.
Yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to working on that. For those who might not be aware of it, because there are hundreds of proposals going on, it basically just boils down to exactly that. There are already hundreds of proposals coming out in every single funding round, and even if you really want to be kept up to date with what's going on and what exciting things are there, it's just not feasible to stay up to date. And we also observed that even though there's a lot of really great, enthusiasm, there's also a lot of not as serious proposals. There's a big difference between them all. So we created an open source protocol to work as a filter, hence the name. And we believe that anything that meets those objectives and quantifiable measures is good enough to be relayed on. And so we will use that filter to then broadcast it out, make videos and podcasts where people can stay up to date with what the serious proposals that are coming out during funding rounds are.
It's a great idea because there is and it seems Catalyst is just getting better every day, but there is kind of this sense of to a lot of people, I'm sure, and me too. When you look at all the proposals, it's hard to know where to start with these different funds when they start to roll out. It can be kind of intimidating. So having a filter like that could contribute a lot to helping people find the types of proposals that they want to support.
That's what we're hoping.
Good thing.
And we wanted to do it in the spirit of Cardano. That's why we made the whole filter protocol open source, because we don't want it to be a subjective black box filtering process where we decide who gets to be heard or not. So it's very important that we made everything open source so the community can make their own pull requests if they want to be changing anything around in it, and total transparency of what gets included and what gets sorted out.
Yeah, it's very necessary. Definitely.
If we have any devs on the call, on Tuesday I'm running a dev community call with Danny Ribar, and it's going to be a Catalyst deep dive. So if there's anybody that would like to be invited that maybe isn't on the mailing list, then just drop me a message and I'll get you invited. It's just going to be like an introduction to Catalyst, and just kind of the terms that maybe are a bit, like you said, a bit intimidating when you first look at everything. And then we're also going to have a look at some of the projects that have been nurtured by the fund and sort of see where they are now.
What time is that?
I'll just have to check. Sorry, 1 second. I think it's at around 2 or 3 on Tuesday, UTC.
Awesome. That sounds great.
What's up, Patrick? How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm
Thanks for
doing
coming
great.
to Epochs End.
Yeah, thank you for having me again. I just had the craziest week, if I'm honest. I mean, I finished my bachelor thesis on Monday, then I founded a company on Monday, and I got very little sleep. That's why I was like down all week. It was horrible, but it was also great. Now I'm at home with my family and working on 3 Cardano projects at the same time, and yeah, the usual.
What is the company you founded on Monday? What exactly?
Yeah, it's the company we founded for the NFT maker, because we want to push the project as far as possible, and we have some awesome corporations coming, and I think the products are gonna be really good with the NFT maker and the Pro tool. So yeah, in Germany, it's all extremely difficult. I mean, taxes are very difficult and legal stuff is even worse. So we want to do everything correctly, and that takes a lot of my time, unfortunately. I mean, basically I had to speak to an accountant before even starting the company. So it's annoying.
Sounds like Patrick may be moving to Texas soon.
Maybe. Or I don't know. I actually
that's
can't
the popular thing in the U.S. right now. Everyone's moving to these more conservative free market states. I'm not leaving California, but it's kind of a new trendy thing to do.
You have to have a green card though, so that's a problem.
Yeah, good point. Congratulations, man. That's awesome.
I'm
definitely rooting for NFTmaker.io. That's what we use to make our special official Epochs End NFTs. So highly recommend it.
Yeah, thank you. And I mean, we have a catalyst proposal coming up in Fund 5. So shameless plug here. If you're still interested in the NFT maker, consider voting for us.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Patrick. I feel like we're going to be bumping into each other more and more. I think we've spoken now in the last 3 calls, haven't we? So thanks again for all the contributions. It's really, really nice.
Thank you.
Magic Cat, you have speaking ability. I don't know if you want to introduce yourself, say hello. Thanks for coming through.
Hey, everybody. Yeah, I'm Magic Cat. And this is the first time that I've had the ability to speak with you guys, but thanks for giving.
We love that. We love that.
Thank you. And honestly, this is one of the first time I've even listened to a project speak on Twitter. So you guys have brought me to the platform in that manner as well. And I just wanted to bring up that I'm a part of the PR crew for an up-and-coming coin on Cardano. It's called Burrito Coin, P like burrito, and they seek to be a charity to help be a vehicle for funding for animal shelters. So
I was gonna say it's got to be cats, right?
Yeah, well, and honestly, funnily enough, the first shelter that we started working with was farm animals. So that's a little bit separated from the cat mentality, but it's just more of a overarching supporting the shelters that are doing the work that maybe goes a little bit, unsought or unseen. I mean.
Well, please feel free to come back next Epochs End and give us an update.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys, and feel free to give us a join. Again, that's Burrito Coin, and you guys will be hearing back from us because we do seek to do some good on Cardano, since Cardano is all about doing that good in the world itself.
Amen.
Thank you again. Have a good one, guys.
You too. Happy 4th.
Thank you.
I'm going to get speaking ability to Indie Stakepool. Welcome, Indie Stakepool. Are you able to communicate? Yes, sir.
Yes, I just want to say hi. Thank you guys for the invite. Again, I'm another first-time listener, running a Stakepool here in Indiana. Small Stakepool by myself and friends and family. Kind of hit a brick wall with delegations and stuff after about 3 months. Any suggestions? Thank you, guys.
You got to give away NFTs. It's the only thing that works. It's the only way.
Yeah, but the problem with that is that they might not stay, right? Some people will do a giveaway to get associated with your pool to get the NFT, and then they'll bounce in a couple of weeks. So that's a good strategy if you want to increase delegators, but you also want to be thinking about getting kind of long-term delegators that are going to be confident in your pool. So, to be honest, 90+% of the delegators in Epoch pool, I've spoken to personally. And I think it's critical to get on a Zoom with them and actually explain the terms and the things that we're talking about. Even if something as simple as the recovery passphrase is incredibly powerful for somebody to understand. So I don't know. I just think that everyone needs a multi-pronged approach here if you're really going for the long haul.
Indy, my suggestion
I really
to you.
agree with you. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, Indy. Whoa.
Epoch has officially ended, people, and once again, it has interrupted A3C. I think it did last time too. But
you're right.
Shout out to End of the epoch. Congratulations, guys. We survived it. Please continue.
I was just gonna say, Indy, the best thing that I found was word of mouth. Just telling friends, talking to people on the street, even my hairdresser. Like just shooting the breeze, and then having like a collection of links to send people with some very interesting information, like that video that Charles posted. We talked about this last epoch, and about the marketplace video that Charles Hoskinson posted. That's a very powerful video. I'll say it again, and I'll say it. I said it before, and I'll say it again. If anyone has not seen that video, you need to watch that video. That is just, it takes my breath away every time I watch it. Basically telling
it's Charles, and it's his YouTube channel, and the video was like thoughts on the current state of the market or something like that, right?
Yeah, it's about how crypto's gonna take over, basically. Trillions of transaction, billions of dollars, and it's inevitable. And it's just a very powerful video. So word of mouth, YouTube content helps a bit. At A3C, we offer helpful videos to navigate the space safely. We always answer questions to help people manage their portfolio or whatever. So it's just literally word of mouth is the best avenue. NFT giveaways help a lot, help a little bit. I'm waiting to get some really fancy NFTs to help out in that regards, but honestly, Indy, your best bet, man, is word of mouth.
I don't disagree. I think word of mouth is great, but also often the average person that you're speaking to might not already be involved in the space, and you can try and introduce them and everything, but it might not bring your delegation up that much straight away. I think it can be quite laborious in terms of those small conversations. And absolutely, I think what Epoch said, personal communications, and as you said, even getting on calls with people and explaining the process, it just makes you someone that they feel they can trust, and then they're going to delegate with you. Because to some people, it doesn't make sense that then they still have control of their ADA and everything like that. So if they're not just going to stake to anyone, but if you can build a relationship with people, yes, it takes a lot of time, but if you can do that, I think that's also a really good way to get delegations.
That's a good point, Len, and that's why to try and minimize the amount of time I explain people like the details. I created the YouTube channel with videos, instructional videos, to walk people through the process, and I always make myself available. I often get calls and walk people through the process who don't even really want to follow the videos, or can't, if you will. So yeah, you're right, Len. Absolutely, I found myself spending a lot of time doing that. So the videos help as a backup, and also too on our website we have like safe links. So I'll often scour Twitter for people asking for help with Cardano and ADA and staking, and I offer my channel, or even myself, and again, just talk to people. Like you said, that's a great way to do it. Absolutely.
Yeah, and actually, I can see I have the Kings on the call, and he posted something a few weeks ago just saying that so often the people that are most difficult in terms of having those conversations with, and you're trying to convince them to delegate, and they're being really like, why should I? Those are the people that often, I don't know, they've got 10 ADA or something, and then they end up bouncing pools, and it can be really frustrating because you can spend half an hour trying to convince someone to join you, and then they join you with 10 ADA, and then they leave, and you're like, that just cost you 2 ADA, great, goodbye. And it can be a bit painful, but then you have these meaningful conversations, and it completely changes it. And it, as you said, like kind of gives morale again, and like a bit of a boost in confidence, and then you can just keep it moving. As they come in, more come in. It can work.
Yeah. Start off by saying basically that Cardano is going to be a new internet, or a global financial system, and everyone's like, oh well, Sean, how much money should I put in? And I say, you know what? If you're not comfortable with it, my advice to you is pretend you're going to the casino to start off until you do your own due diligence. If you don't feel and just put $100 in per child, or $100 in per grandkid, and just start off that way and learn and get comfortable with the space. And then 9 times out of 10, people will call me back like, wow, these links you sent me, or my own due diligence, yeah, you're right. I see the potential here, and they will put in a little bit more money, and you gain their trust, and they'll delegate with you.
Yeah, I've got a funny example of that is my mum. I don't know, some of you guys might have seen her around on Twitter. She's someone
Shout out to Ada Mom.
Yeah, Ada Mom. I don't think she's in here at the moment, but she was just like, what actually are you talking about? When I first started talking to her about crypto and about Cardano and about the community and about the space, I think she possibly knows more than I do now. Like she just
now she's a Cardano influencer.
Yeah, honestly, she's taken over. I need to watch out. I need to. She was honestly like considering applying at IOHK. I was like, Mum, that's too far.
What if you got replaced by your mom at IOHK?
It would not surprise me. She's actually up to stuff. Watch out. Watch out, guys. All unfollow her at once. No, it's cool. But yeah, like anyone can have that change of heart and change of mind. It's just about having those conversations. Like she would have never got into it, and so many people would never get into it if it wasn't for people like us having conversations that are open and understanding that it is alien to so many people.
We have a couple new speakers here. Gary, do you want to introduce yourself? Say hello.
Hey, I'm like one of those anime Twitters for crypto and stuff, and just interested in Cardano, and tried to do a staking pool, wasn't successful, so trying to learn more.
Oh, okay. You set up a stake pool and just were having trouble getting delegation, or the technical aspects were challenging?
No, I tried to put like 500 Cardano or ADA or whatever into somebody else's staking pool, and the wallet system and stuff was a bit over my head. So yeah, just trying to learn, just here.
Gary, if you need any help, Gary, please reach out to me. I'll walk you through whatever you need and share the links with you and my YouTube channel. And it's pretty self-explanatory. We have very professional videos and easy to follow. Reach out if you need to, buddy.
No, you got in a bit faster than me there. No, I'm just kidding. No,
I was gonna say, are you taking notes, Indie Stakepool? You see that? You gotta pounce, bro.
And another thing that I noticed that helped a lot, Indy, was learning more about the space, learning more about the companies that revolve around Cardano, like Cody and AGI, and just start building confidence with those types of companies and coins. And basically that's how what I did with Twitter was just started following all the CEOs of these companies and learning more about them, and start not advertising them, but advocating for them. I'm a huge AGI fan, AGI or AGIX, sorry. If anyone doesn't have any of that, I'm sorry, but I have to recommend you need to look at that. And if you don't know what I mean, please DM me and I'll explain what it is. It's some fascinating stuff. Anyhow, go ahead, Cardano. I'll stop talking. And one more thing. Eye of the King, man, I've been following you forever. I've got my eyes on you, my friend. I've been trying to get you to follow me for so long. Anyway, kudos to your content. I love your Twitter feed, man. It's amazing. Anyway, go on.
Okay, yes, sir. We got I was gonna I had a question for Len real quick. I'm curious, Len, what if there is an official line, which I'm sure there isn't, because IOHK seems like it's pretty a group of free thinkers, obviously, but is there an opinion at IOHK of the ISPO model that we've been seeing somewhat recently? I guess, yeah, and if so, what is that, if you can share?
I'm really sorry, I don't know at the moment. Still learning. I think we have a couple of calls coming up at the moment on that, and I've been speaking with a number of people in that community. But how about I rejoin you in 2 epochs time, and we can discuss it.
That sounds perfect. Yeah, or if that's an open question. Any other stake pool operators or anybody in the space right now who has an opinion on or thoughts on the ISPO model? I, for one, think it's interesting, and I'm kind of just reserving judgment. I think it's an interesting process, but I'm kind of remains to be seen how effective it'll be.
Can you just fill me in on
for delegators?
Yeah, maybe just give a brief introduction.
Yeah. I mean, it's the idea essentially is that a stake pool rather than, or a company or a project, rather than doing what would be like an initial public offering on the stock market, can now just start a stake pool and say, we're going to have these exorbitant fees, but in exchange, we'll give you our tokens. In return, we'll keep the ADA, we'll use it to fund this project, and then you'll get the tokens, which I think the assumption is that they will increase in value over time as the project blossoms, and then you'll actually end up making more money than you would have by delegating to a traditional.
So Cardano, is that like 420? Is that like Meld and Sunday Swap? Is that what they're doing, kind of?
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings.
And it's an interesting idea, but to me personally, like my heart tells me, okay, it's a really effective way of separating people from their ADA, right? When the whole idea of staking your ADA and delegating is that you can earn passive returns on your ADA, right? And somehow people have convinced others that, oh, the delegating process, you'll be rewarded with this non-ADA token. And again, I'm not saying that
That's
it's
the
a
reward,
negative
though.
thing. I think it's a really interesting idea, but
Yeah, it sounds to me a
sorry?
bit like basically an ICO by proxy, essentially. So, I mean, obviously, we saw the reason that ICOs started going down is because there were so many scams, and I think the same thing can happen here, you know. So, I mean, I can see how it could be good for some projects, and obviously, honest people will use it well. And like, I could see that as, you know, kickstarting my own NFT market that I'm trying to start by doing that. But then on the other hand, it's like, you know, yeah, like you say, it kind of goes against the idea of what staking is meant to be for. And then also, it's kind of, you know, it's an ICO by proxy, effectively is an ICO. So it's very easy to scam. And I'd also, but then also, by the way, on the kind of more kind of macro view of it, um, in terms of staking itself, I mean, it does still encourage decentralization of the network, you know, obviously because you're not staking with one of the, you know, like a Binance pool or one of the pools that has like 10, you know, 10 multiples.
Yeah. Block production is technically being
Yeah, so you're still helping
decentralized.
decentralization. So you're helping the network in that regard. But I mean, in terms of, yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, I don't have a problem with it morally as long as the people who are running it are being ethical and honest. But obviously, it's difficult to guarantee that due to just the nature of how these things work, and that's why ICOs became such a dirty word.
I think that's something that will definitely be considered by the team, in the sense that, like, we can't just have everyone starting these things all over the place, and there being not regulation. I'm not going to say the word regulation in that sense, but ultimately we don't want people to get conned or scammed, and, like, you know, it does happen and it can happen. So I'm sure that that's something that will be looked at, but at the moment I don't know how. But
The easiest protection for these new ISPOs, guys, is before you do anything in those regards, I highly recommend going to Twitter and doing a search using the term that you're searching for throughout the Twitter, and just see what people are talking about, and go to the latest tweets, if you will, or even use Google. And do not, honestly, people can argue with me if they want, but I wouldn't send all your ADA or even anything, because you really don't know.
Well, and again, you're not risking your delegation, right? So no stake pool is ever going to put your delegation at risk. If your delegation is ever at risk, there's some type of scam happening. Your rewards are the only thing that are technically at risk in an ISPO type situation, because you're basically exchanging those rewards for their tokens, right? So if it's a good project and you end up coming up, you know, in the green on it, like, I obviously have no problem with that. And if the project contributes and provides value, you know, that's obviously nothing to be upset about. But I feel like maybe there's the potential. Well, and to be fair, and I don't mean to talk trash on Meld, which is the most recent project that's attracting all this delegation, and it's like this frenzy. But it totally does remind me of the FOMO mania that was all around Ethereum during the ICO craze, which I bought like 4 ICO coins that I can't even remember what they're called now, and they were all scams. And like, but I remember the excitement and this idea of like, oh wow, this could be that next project that blows up, and then I'll have all these tokens and I'll be rich. And you know, and Meld, it basically was revealed by Rick McCracken that they were using bots to boost their Twitter account and to boost interest in the project, which to me is they may be a great project and their white paper looks really impressive, and I'm still going to check it out. But to me, it's instant flashbacks to the just the den of thievery that I experienced in the early kind of ICO Ethereum days. And Meld seems like a good project. I don't mean to pick them out, but that it gave me some flashbacks that I hope the Cardano community is able to avoid some of those mistakes. I hope we don't make those same mistakes again.
You highlighted the reality of it, though, 420.
I think it's a sad situation, but unfortunately, some people will only ever learn from experience. And I include myself in that. I did some stupid things at the beginning. So yeah, sometimes you need to hit that wall to know that the wall is there, unfortunately.
But then also the good thing about the way obviously the Cardano staking works is the only thing you're really losing out on is opportunity cost, right? Because then you could be getting the stake rewards if you go elsewhere. So, but also your actual ADA is not a stake compared to say Ethereum, where you've seen two big validators just fuck off the coin already. So, the only thing that's really at risk is opportunity cost. So although that's not to be ignored, it's still not as serious, as your whole wallet being stolen or whatever, So
I don't know about that, right? Like we haven't seen the court cases to actually say whether or not that's true. If you can say that like they are not, doing good on their part in raising the value of their token, right? That is pretty bad. That's fraud. So I think I don't know who said it first, like the ICO
and what's
model.
the line between securities
exactly.
and what we're talking
That's
about
exactly
here,
what I think people are playing with fire, to be blunt. And if you are taking
you wouldn't
rewards,
delegate unless
you're taking ADA.
Yeah.
You are taking ADA and you're giving a token in return. So you are making a transaction right there on everyone's behalf. So whoever said like proxy ICO, I think they're most accurate so far. And it's forcing people to do that. And then that's an illegal securities exchange if that group did not register with, at least for US citizens, the SEC.
Yes.
So that's just...
And why would someone do that unless they expected the token that they're getting to rise in value, which would make it an unlicensed security at that point?
Right.
I think as far as the technical definition of it.
Yeah.
They would probably find some sort of utility to argue that it's a utility token. That's what most are trying to do anyway. But I can just imagine a High Court judge in London sitting there going, "So, Mr. So-and-so, explain to me how you distributed this unregistered security to this random person in Indonesia." I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's just spaghetti soup of mess. It's possible, it's out there, it's innovation, it's a tool that you can use, but how you use it, I think the same rules apply. So be cautious.
Well, and Guru, how do you think it plays into what we were talking about last Epochs End with Agalos Kiayas's recent interview with what's his name? I'm drawing a blank right now. Tim Harrison, about suboptimal delegation, right? And the whole idea of the network being at equilibrium is that delegators are playing the staking game, which means they've embraced the idea that their delegation is free to move and that they're seeking the highest returns.
For 20, I have some bad news, really bad news.
What is it?
I ran 2 polls, and there were very basic questions, and most people got the answers wrong. So that makes me think, hold on, how can you be picking the best stake pool if you don't know which blocks and which rewards are connected, right? Because everyone assumes that if you've got really loads of blocks in 275, you'll get paid at the end of 276. Is that correct?
Right. No.
Well, it depends, right? So if you delegated in end of 273, then you'd be okay because those blocks belong to you. But if you delegated when the blocks are produced, it doesn't count. But so this sort of how the delegation cycle works seems to be missing from the conversation. And I think sometimes we just have to go back to basics, unfortunately. I'd love to talk about decentralizing the world and so on, but unfortunately, if we are a proof of stake protocol, if people don't understand how that proof of stake works, that's a big flaw and we need to fix.
But this information is available and it is accessible, obviously. So people that don't know it, I get it, and it's not always easy to know what you need in that sense. But obviously, when I think most Stakepool operators, when you get a delegation, they expect the rewards instantly, and then usually will message saying, "Hey, I didn't get my rewards," and then I would usually just send a link that explains that kind of 15-day, the 3 epoch. There's a load of great resources for that. So maybe I'll try and find one and pin it to your poll. I'll do that now.
Oh, thank you, Len.
It's interesting too. It's interesting to consider that this idea of suboptimal delegation and the idea that we want to encourage people to chase the highest returns. That was supposed to incentivize the behavior that the network needs to be at equilibrium and to have as many saturated pools as possible. But then, we do have people who, are kind of these social media influencers who I think the majority of the time will actually spread really good information about Cardano. And I feel like that's one of the functions of a stake pool operator is that you are, in a way, an advertiser for the network and someone who's responsible for doing public relations for the network. But if you're a social media influencer with a pool, you also have a direct financial incentive to get people to delegate to your pool and stay with your pool as long as possible, which is not optimal delegation, right? So it's kind of an interesting yin and yang that I guess we'll just see how it develops over time.
Well, I think for the game theory to work, the players must understand the game.
Good point.
Also,
what is the staking? What is the staking game and how do you best play it? Yeah.
I mean, I can't answer that exactly, but I think sometimes people can be. There's a lot of. We are a really great community, and often we're helping each other in every possible way. But there's also a lot of negativity in the space, especially when it comes to pools, and especially when it comes to influencers opening pools. And I just think we should also remember that, like, as you said, they are giving so much useful information, a lot of these people, and they put in so much time to get that following, and that in itself is a lot of work. And if they open pools, I think fair enough. Like, they've done the work beforehand to kind of, I think.
Well, and no shame on them at all. That's not where I'm coming from. It's just they're being incentivized in two different directions. Spread as much good information about Cardano as you can to garner a following, but then also they have a direct incentive to tell their followers, stay delegated to my pool. You're going to get the best returns by staying with my pool. Yeah, and so it's just a human challenge for anyone in that position. Like, I totally get that, but it's just something when the rubber hits the road, it's hard to predict some of these things and then they rise up and I guess Cardano, hopefully, where things just continue to, and they will, they're just continuing to evolve. It's just an interesting dynamic.
I'd like to switch.
We got John C. Oh, please.
I just wanted to ask Len a quick question. How close, Len, are you to influencing, I believe it's Emergo that creates Yori?
Mm-hmm.
How close are you to influencing how they do their app, if you will?
I am not personally, but we do have contacts on the dev team, obviously, that are responsible for that. And I think we have one contact I personally have one contact who I will probably get, the same sort of thing. We get different people on these different dev calls each week or month, and we get community feedback and give that to them. If you have something that you in particular wanted to raise, which I'm sensing you do.
Yeah, so when people go to, and I've had this many times where they go to delegate to my pool or even any other pool, the cost, which need to fix that, man. That's just, I've had people be like, oh, I want to go delegate with you, but your cost, it says 20%. You're going to take 20% of my money? No way. And other people, like big pools, have like 3 or 4 or 5%. Like, that's just, I think there needs to be some sort of clarity there, because it's a little bit frustrating. As a pool operator, I understand what it means, and so does a lot of people in the space. But for new people coming in, as soon as they see cost, immediately, oh my gosh, that's how much it's going to cost me? No, thank you.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
I have to explain that to people as well. Like, when introduced people, I've actually introduced a lot of people to Cardano, by the way, through it. Like, there's a forum I'm on, which it's not directly related to cryptocurrency, but it just happens to have a lot of people who use it on there. And I started a thread about crypto investments, and I really kind of bigged up Cardano just because I genuinely believe in it. And a lot of people have invested as a result. A lot of people there have invested in it. And they've asked me, like, how do I choose a staking pool? What do all these statistics mean? And so I had to list out exactly what everything means, because it's not made clear, like you say. Like, people see cost, and they think, that's going to be an upfront cost when they go to. I'm like, I explained this. This doesn't mean anything really. It means that every epoch the stake pool owner takes that much out of total, and then it goes to you, and then so on and so forth. So I explained to them exactly what it means and what to look for in a staking pool. I told them to stay away from the ones that have multiple pools, because they're not helping the network, and you can get just as much money, just not as regularly, from smaller pools, and it helps the network. And I explained all these kind of things to them, and they understood when I explained it. But obviously it's because I was there to explain it.
Well, the reality is, Vanity, though, it's hurting small stake pools. I know for a fact it is.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, that cost, it needs to be changed. Like, just reworded and clarified, even as simple as like a little I next to it to clarify what that means.
Yeah, absolutely.
At the very least, at the very best, change the word to be like, I don't know. Any suggestions, anyone?
I think
It's a
I
tough
think
one.
it's probably just having it
How
with
much
the,
does
with
that
the
cost
info.
you?
Yeah, I think just having it with extra info. But again, it's that frustrating thing of like repeating that to so many people, and like we've had the conversation, it comes up so often. So yeah, obviously the best solution would be to actually change it so that we don't have to keep having this conversation like with everyone that's a new delegate, because there are so many people joining the space, and it just it's like not time efficient to be, you know, you can't.
I guess
Commission would be much better.
so not directly related to this, but going back to sort of the delegation cycle and understanding. So just to summarize, as far as we know, there are 3 entities. We have Emergo.
I don't hear anything.
Yeah, it might. Sometimes Twitter Spaces does that. If you can't hear me, it's because if you drop out and join back in, you'll fix it. Can someone explain that? Because you probably can't hear me.
By the way, just so you know, if we
yeah.
if we set this up on Telegram instead, you can have like unlimited speakers, and it's all much more reliable and stuff. I know a lot of crypto people on Telegram already.
Thanks for pointing that out. That's a good thing. We'll look into that for sure.
Definitely, yeah.
Sorry, I was just going to say. So we've got 3 entities. We've got IOHK, Emergo, and the Foundation. Now, I guess my question is, which of those 3 is responsible for educating delegators or stakeholders?
Len?
Oh, sorry, you're asking me directly.
Awesome question.
It is a good question. I don't know. I think it's a bit of both, bit of all, and not to be like generic in that sense.
Sorry, I don't want to put you on the spot. I asked because I just saw Jeremy join the call, so you can share some of the pain if you want.
Yeah, go on.
You know what, guys? I don't mean to be a jerk. It is 4th of July, and I'm kind of getting the stink eye here. So, Guru, if you don't mind me cutting it a little bit short today, we will have another Epochs End coming up very soon.
I'm grateful you've done it. I'm grateful that we haven't missed one. That's been amazing. So thank you, everyone, and thank you, Len, for coming on. And Jeremy, we'll hear from you soon, hopefully. So yes, thank you. Let's
Guru, real quick, you gotta choose an NFT winner for this installment of Epochs End.
Oh, you put me on the spot. You know, I'm going to give it to Epoch Pool just because they took a risk and they got a good ticker. So well done.
Okay, the Guru has spoken. Thank you so much, Len, for coming by. We're really looking forward to speaking to you again. More installments in the future.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you, everyone. Take care of yourselves.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
You guys rock. Have a great Epoch. We'll talk on Friday, guys. You guys rock. Happy 4th of July.
You too. Cheers.